Good afternoon. I'm sure you're all feeling like your head is about to explode after hearing the amazing set of presentations so far. I'm the last of today's lineup, and I'll be looking at social media. Sorry about the script this afternoon. I'm used to doing a 2-hour talk, so trying to cut it down to 15 minutes so you can all go home on Friday afternoon is the reason for this. I hope as I move through my presentation it becomes clear exactly what the term social media means and why it's becoming so important to many of your businesses. Just to introduce myself, I'm the marketing director of Tonic Media, which is the publisher of Business Cornwall magazine and website. You should find a copy of the magazine on some of the tables out there, and when you leave here I'd urge you to have a look at the website as well. In my day-to-day work, I advise and help businesses to get the most from their media, whether that's traditional media or new media. Before I move into the main part of the presentation, I'd like to have a quick show of hands. How many of you need to communicate with customers in one way or another? Excellent. And how many of you need to keep in touch with your marketplace or trends, industry news, etc.? And how many of you need to promote and market your business? Okay, well, good. You're all in the right place, and this presentation should be relevant to you. I want to start by putting things into context. There are a number of issues or problems that face businesses at this time. I'm not going to dwell on the recession one. I'm going to go into the 3 problems that I think social media is well placed to help. And they include fragmentation of the media, noise and information overload, and increasing customer choice. The traditional media is undergoing a massive change as it deals with declining readerships and advertising revenues. At the same time, we're seeing the rise of the web and increasing fragmentation of the existing media channels. As it currently stands, there are more than 10,500 radio stations, 5,500 magazines, and 200 plus cable channels in the US alone. On the web, 31 billion searches occur every month, and US internet browsers have the choice of more than 1 trillion websites. Connecting with a customer and holding their attention has never been more difficult. And if you look around this room, the number of banners, the number of leaflets, the number of magazines, there's increasing evidence of it. It took radio 38 years to reach a market audience of 50 million people. It took TV just 13 years. The internet has reached the same audience in just 4 years, and more recently, Facebook has done it in 3. The fragmentation of the media shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. We've started to talk about noise and information overload. The stream of information across all channels originating from the media, businesses, charities, and now individuals communicating with each other has reached unprecedented levels. In fact, the knowledge contained in just 1 week's worth of the New York Times is more than a person was likely to come across in a lifetime during the 18th century. What's more, the choices open to each and every one of us in every aspect of life is increasing. From choosing a loaf of bread, through to mortgages, insurance, or choice of holiday destination. Turn your attention online and search for a phrase. Watch as thousands, or even millions, of results appear. Finding a choice of supplier has never been more easy or convenient. As businesses, we need to work harder to gain attention and form a lasting connection with the customer before someone else does. And that's where social media comes in. Social media is about creating connections between you, your business, and your customers. Direct and enduring relationships built on trust, credibility, and mutual understanding of one and each other's needs. It is about listening and engaging with customers and the wider community who may have an interest in your business. In public relation terms, that would be your community or your publics. This may not sound like anything new, and in fact, it isn't. What has changed is the way in which we form these relationships. We have lived through a time where the web has grown in influence, bringing with it huge scales and new ways of doing businesses. How many of you in this room have a website or other form of web presence? Again, a pretty decent set of the room. And obviously the same would apply in any area of the country or any part of the world. You're going to see a similar amount of websites. The issue with many conventional websites is the lack of any form of meaningful human interaction. So in most cases, websites are nothing more than a glorified web brochure, an online shop, or something rather static to be accessed by the customer. At best, they may include recent news updates or potentially a contact form. And again, many of you may be thinking that there's nothing wrong with that, but how many of you have struggled to find the contact details on a website, or held on the line listening to that horrible set of options, press 1 for this, press 2 for this, just wanting a little bit of human interaction? Sometimes you just need to check a couple of details, clarify your choice, or possibly gain some professional advice. In the absence of companies willing to engage, then customers have taken matters into their own hands. At first, forums and review sites took the lead and allowed customers and others to answer each other's questions. These sites are still continuing to grow in popularity, however they are now part of a wide phenomenon we refer to as social media. With advances in technology, a host of new services and platforms have emerged, and these enable anyone to become a publisher or media owner in their own right. Sites such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and countless others place the ability to create, publish, and share content online in the hands of the consumer. This has introduced the prospect of customers sharing their opinions on a whole host of matters, including their likes, dislikes, examples of good and bad customer service, and of course the best price available. Sorry about this. There are a whole range of sites that we refer to as being part of the social media phenomenon. I'm just going to take a moment to highlight some of the principal types. The first is blogs, which is a contraction of the term weblog. And they're basically a type of website that is usually maintained by an individual or company that posts regular entries online. These entries are often displayed in reverse chronological order, so the most newest post appearing at the top going back to the older posts. Many blogs provide commentary or news on a particular subject, and others function more as personal online diaries. Commonly in business terms, they're used for increasing credibility and putting out industry information that might be relevant to customers or other members of your community. A typical blog will combine text, images, and links to other blogs, and the ability for readers to leave their own comments in an interactive format is an important aspect of a blog. According to one study, websites hosting their own blog have been found to achieve 55% more traffic than those without them. So again, important from a search engine optimization perspective. Moving on, we hear about microblogs. That's sites such as Twitter, which are increasingly coming up in the media, and they enable readers to post regular entries in just 140 characters. So same as a blog, but this time they're limited to pretty much a text message each time. And frequently those messages will include links to further information or more detailed information on other websites, blogs, or other sites. These sites allow users to access what we call real-time information, and that will be on subjects as wide-ranging as political opinion, the X Factor result, what just happened in the X Factor, or breaking news items. As a business tool, they offer an important instant communication platform with customers and other members of your public, but also they provide a useful gauge of public opinion.